Hey everyone, and welcome to Brand Chain Chats, our all-new series where we're going to take a few minutes to get to know our fellow members, dive into some of the hottest topics that really get our industry up and running each day. I'm Brian Gill, Chief Experience Officer at Thumbprint here in Orlando, Florida, and I am happy to be here with one of my best friends and industry expert, John Vo from Whoopla out in California. John, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Good, man. Good, dude. We'll just pretend like we didn't talk yesterday and text earlier today. We'll just pretend like it's been a really long time since we last spoke with each other.
Yeah.
Good to see you, dude. Do me a favor, for everyone that doesn't know you out there, the three people in the industry, give us a little intro to you, Whoopla, and where you started and what got you into the industry.
Sure. Well, my name is John Vo. I turned 50 last year, so I'll be 51 this year. I've been in industry since 1999 by accident. I used to develop computer networks in a previous life, and spent a year traveling the country in my early 20s, for work. And then when that contract ended, I just kind of, floundered for a bit, did what any young 21-year-old male would do, and played a bunch of video games, ate fast food for 6 months. My sister came over one day. She goes, "What the hell are you doing, dude? Look at this place. It's a mess. You haven't done anything. Cut your hair, brush your teeth." I was like, why? So she had me come and help her out. She was doing embroidered t-shirts and hats and screen print, like decorated apparel business. And I helped out for a little bit, and didn't know anything about sales, and called on Earthlink because I was in tech, and got an order for some hats, and just kind of took over from there. So I kind of accidentally fell into the industry. I didn't even know there was a promo product industry, and I've been doing it since.
That's a similar story, right? Like, don't you feel like we meet a lot of people that don't know how they got in this industry but have no plans to leave it? Like, they also don't know how to get out of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, for me, it was just like a side gig, because my sister closed the business a year later, and I had some clients, so I did it as a side gig for a couple of years. Went back to tech and realized I just don't like 9 to 5, and it's not creative at all. And at least I get to exercise a little bit of creativity, in this promotional products industry of ours. And so I decided to do it full time, and it's been nonstop since. I've been lucky enough to be able to stay in business for the last 2 decades.
That's cool, man. Well, yeah. I think piggybacking off of what you said, the creative side, I think when I saw you out at PPAI a few years ago, I remember when you came up to me and you started telling me about some of the sustainable products and suppliers you found. You were super jacked up, and you literally had a purpose, right? You knew exactly what you were there for. So it made me like completely reevaluate like how I go to these shows, and really having a purpose and not wandering around. I think so. I'm excited to ask you this question. Like, dude, what are you excited about for this year? Like, what trends are you keeping your eye on? Like, what is Whoopla looking at and evaluating and excited to bring to their customers this year?
First and foremost, I think what's at the top of our mind is packaging, premium packaging, and premium sustainable packaging. And the reason why I say this is that, with our clients, we try to push them towards the higher quality products. And oftentimes that tends to be retail branded items. You know what I mean? And let's be honest, do you really want a nice, non-base stainless steel centerpiece with the word Whoopla on it? No, you don't, right? So how am I gonna give that to you and brand it? Well, I'll do it via packaging instead. Right?
Gotcha.
So, because if you give something that's relevant and impactful, memorable enough, the recipient won't have to see your name to remember that you gave it to them. They'll automatically know, because they'll always remember that, right? So the packaging is there to say, here, this is from XYZ brand to you. And we feel that that's very important right now. So that's what we're sourcing and focusing on, is premium packaging.
Now you're talking about gifts. You're talking about gifts from you to your customers right now, right?
I'm not even talking about just gifts. I'm just talking about giveaways too.
Giveaways,
you know what I mean? You're giving away a very nice marine layer, hoodie that costs $100, right? Do you really want Microsoft on it? I wouldn't. Maybe Microsoft on the tag somewhere, or maybe a belly band that has Microsoft on it, or maybe a nice box, that has
but John, like I break all my ice with this, right?
Oh yeah, well,
so, I mean, right?
Yeah. So, that's a little different.
Shameless Whoopla plug. Right? Sorry, shameless plug.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, but with that being said, what about things that maybe you're not keeping an eye on? What are some of the things? Is there anything that maybe 2 years ago you thought, man, we're gonna go down this lane, and this is going to be something that's not going away for a while. And now you're looking at going, maybe that's not as important to my customers as I thought. Yeah, maybe the industry's not there yet, or maybe the customers aren't there yet. Is there anything where you've gone, you know what, maybe we're not there yet?
There's a lot of things that kind of fly by night, right?
Yeah.
You remember the fidget spinners, how hot they were, and no one could get their hands on them. And now it's those like a warehouse, tons of warehouses with millions of stuff, and no one wants them, stuff like that, right? So we're always focusing on longevity. We're always focused on the stuff that the solutions that we present to our clients when it becomes to merch and hard goods and apparel is how long are they going to keep it, right? Because that speaks to sustainability too, right? And then we want them to know that if they spend this much money, which we charge a lot, we're not commodity brokers, right? That they're going to get good usage out of it and good mileage out of it, good ROI, because their recipients are going to keep it for a long time. Right.
What about diversity with your suppliers? Is that something that your clients are asking for? Is it something, even if they don't ask you, is it something that you're presenting and putting, out in front of them?
It's funny you mentioned that, because we've been pushing sustainability for a long time, right? So 10 years ago, it was really hard to find sustainable products, right? Even sustainable t-shirts. And now there's so many options for us, right? So much recycled products, so much PET fabric. So there's a lot of options for sustainability that the clients are finally catching on, right?
Yep.
I feel like with our client base, once they got onto that, do good mentality, supplier diversity just naturally came into play.
Don't you feel like sustainability's become a standard? Like,
yes, exactly.
Right? Like, I feel like it's not a thing that we set out to achieve. It's where we start now. Like, you kind of start at sustainability.
Absolutely. Because you look at all the brand guidelines and brand values, from just even medium-sized corporations, even small corporations up there, sustainability is top of mind, right? So it's no longer a talking point; it's expected, just like you said.
Correct.
Right now, the talking point is exactly like you said. It's supplier diversity, right? Are you a diverse supplier? And do the suppliers that you use, are they diverse? Can we get tier 2 tracking on that too, right? And if you guys don't know what tier 1 is like if I sell to you and we are a minority business enterprise, then we count as your tier 1 supplier diversity spend. But if our suppliers that we're sourcing product for you are also diverse, they're tier 2. So it's a big deal. A lot of clients aren't aware of tier 2 yet. They're maybe not even aware of tier 1. And when you explain it to them, you kind of see their eyes open up and they start talking to the HR department. It's like, oh, we do have that program in place. And it's a big and it's a big talking point right now.
That's cool, man. No, I think it's something that we still have to educate ourselves on. I still don't think people know what that means, right? So is there an example of a project that you're working on now or this year, or maybe that's coming, where that's going to play a role, or you think that's going to be important to the client that you would mind sharing with us?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a client in San Francisco. They're a cosmetics brand, and their whole brand ethos and company ethos is about sustainability and DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? And the fact that we are now a minority business enterprise, right? And before we weren't, we just got it last year, and they were working with us because they liked us. But now that we are certified, we're seeing more business from them from their other brands under their umbrella, And they're actually asking us, hey, can you send us what we spent with you last year? And I was like, do you want it for your diversity spend?
They want to report it, right?
Like, that's what I was going to say. Right?
But the pressure on you now is to report that information back to them, right?
That's easy for us, because I'll just run a list and here's what you spent with us last year. But I'm going to do you one better. Here's what I spent with my diverse suppliers for your projects. And they're like, what is this? I was like, this is so you can piggyback or, double dip. Your spend, right? And show that you're actually spending real world money, with diverse suppliers, that you guys have this program in place where you want to be more diverse with your suppliers. You're doing it, and you're doing it through us. And cool, I think that's a big advantage for us. And we're a small company, right? So we can't compete with the big distributors out there on price and maybe sometimes even services, but we can compete in other ways. This is one of them.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. No, I appreciate you sharing that, dude, because I think the industry needs to know more about it. And you've always been so transparent with it. I appreciate it. I mean, with all that said, like, I mean, what gets you excited now? Like, why you're jazzed up, man? Obviously, you and I talk a lot. I think you're more energized now at 50. By the way, I'm getting a bunch of text in from people saying there's no way that you're so no one believes that you're 50, and clearly they all think 57. So at 50, being in the industry this long, you've got your awards behind you, you've done some really cool shit. Like, why are you more excited today, in my opinion, than you were when you first started the business?
I think I'm more excited today because we stopped thinking of our business as promotional products distributors, selling commodities, selling off-the-shelf stuff, right? That's fine. There's a time and place for that, and it pays the bills and stuff like that. I think as I've been in the industry longer and gotten older, the I don't give an F attitude comes in. And whereas like I want to do the fun, cool projects, bring it to me, this is not this project you're bringing to me. It's not in the promotional products or even not in the promotional products arena, right? But it doesn't matter. It's in the marketing arena, and we're here to provide marketing solutions for you. Because really, what are promotional products? They're just marketing advertising tools, right?
100%,
it's just a tool, right? We're not a promotional products firm. We're a marketing solutions firm, right?
I love it.
And any way that we can help you find a solution that helps market your brand, right? Then we're down. And we're getting really fun projects right now. That's what gets me excited. It's like just not off the shelf stuff, but just really crazy stuff where you have to figure out, how am I gonna do this for them?
Well, dude, I love what you're working on, man. Thank you for being here. For those of you who are attending the Brand Chain Leadership Summit in Scottsdale or Arizona, John Vo will be there. That is correct, right, Joe?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Now I have to go since you've
John's gonna be there. I'll share his Calendly with everyone, schedule some time with him, pick his brain. John, thanks for getting up this morning and joining us, bud. Really great to see you, man, and we'll talk soon.
All right, great to see you, Brian.
All right, see you, bud. Thanks, everyone. Bye.